Hey everybody, Debbi Starr here. So stop wasting time spending hours creating the funnels and the opt-ins and the automations for your lead magnets. So follow along with me and I'm going to show you my easy 6-step process that you can just rinse and repeat. So every time you have a new lead magnet and you want to be able to capture those emails for people, you can just follow this process. Let me share my screen here. And first of all, I'll just talk about this, just a quick little worksheet, if you want to call it this. And I'll explain how I use this so that I can stay focused on doing what I need to do. And then I'll just show you in real time how I do it. So the first thing here, I say decide on a name or an acronym. Now, what do I mean by that? The lead magnet that I'm offering in this instance is called my 3x3 method. 3 priorities, 3 wins, 1 calm day. So this is a daily little task management sheet that I give my clients, and then anybody that would like to opt in and get this, I share it with them. So the name of it, the 3x3 method. Okay. Now coming back to this worksheet, it's going to make your life so much easier before you even start the process if you first say come up with a name and then use that name and or acronym all the way through for all of your assets. So what do I mean by that? You're going to have to create a landing page, an opt-in form, a thank you page, and you're going to see how this plays out in just a minute. So the acronym that I'm going to use is 3x3. So in other words, my 3x3, we could call it landing page, my 3x3 opt-in, my 3x3 thank you. Okay, so you kind of get the drift of that. All right. Then the next thing that I do is I go ahead and grab the URL of where that actual lead magnet lives. Okay, so this particular lead magnet, it's actually a Google sheet. So if you don't know how to do this, you just go up to File, and then you go down to Share with Others. And then you want to make sure that you set it for anyone with a link and set it to Viewer. And then you copy the link. All right. So we've done step 2 here. So we've copied the link there. Then what we're going to do is we're just going to go into our all-in-one marketing system, Gohighlevel, and just make a copy of some templates. Now, if you're one of my clients or if you're one of my affiliates inside of Gohighlevel, I give you these templates for free. So let me hop over now to inside of Gohighlevel. Over here on the left, if we come down to Sites, then this is where I keep all of my funnels, all of that kind of stuff. Now I have a folder called Lead Magnets. How novel is that, right? I've already made a copy of it here, but to clone or make a copy, you just over here to the right, you click the 3 dots and you clone it and you give it a name. Little side tip for you. I love just using little emojis because that I know at a quick glance that I've touched that's one of mine that I've modified and all of that kind of stuff. All right. Now let me come back to our little worksheet here, and the order that I have them in is first do your opt-in form because you're going to need that before you build other things. And then you might as well go ahead and make a copy of the automation, because when you do that, you're going to create the tags also. And then the last thing you'll do is you'll get into your lead magnet template. Okay. So I'm going to come back over here to Gohighlevel, and excuse me, if we what we're going to do, we're going to create the opt-in form, and then we're also going to create the automations. Okay, so again, under Sites over here to the left, if we go up here to the top to Forms, and go to Builder. And you might have a standard form that you use all the time. And basically you can just copy that. And I should have like a million forms here. Let me just see if I have a quick opt-in registration. Doesn't really matter because all we're doing is just creating a one form little thing. Okay, let me just create one here. I'm going to start from scratch. Always give it a title up at the top. Again, I know I have a template someplace, but I don't know what I called it. So I'm just going to create a new one here. So I'm just going to say opt-in template, and then I can just copy this over and over again. Now, another little side tip for you is if it's a free opt-in, really all you need is just the email. The less friction that you have, the better. So I'm just getting rid of these fields. I just clicked on it. Now I can click on that little X there. You could put the first name if you wanted, or you can just leave it off. And I think in this, maybe I'll leave it on, but then when I go to do it, I'll get rid of it. These little check boxes now are like super important, especially if you ever do any text messaging and stuff. So I'm going to leave that on my button here. We can select themes. So let's just go with that. That looks kind of nice. All right. They make it so easy now. And you can say whatever you want, submit or get my freebie, whatever you want. And then you can link to your privacy policy and terms of service. I'm not going to do that for the sake of time, but anyway, just a super simple form. All right. So let me save this. And then let me come back out. Now, what I would do is, let's skip this little preview here. Now I can actually just search for that, or if it was a recent, you can over here kind of to the top, I can click on recent and it should show me what I just recently created. So now I'm going to start with, now let's just duplicate. I don't know why they call it duplicate here and clone other places, but you get the drift, okay? And now we're going to give it a name. Now remember what I had said about using the acronym. So I'm going to say 3x3 opt-in. So everything connected with this particular funnel that I'm building is going to start with 3x3. So it's going to make it super easy to find. And now if I needed to modify this, I could get in and modify it. For right now, I'm not. So if we go back over to the third step here, now I've cloned my opt-in form and I could edit it if I wanted, if there was anything special, or maybe on this one, you know what, let me just edit this one, because on this one, I don't even want their first name. So I'm just going to come in here. And I'm just gonna, so basically just give me your email and we're good to go. All right. Let me mention this too. Under settings, you have two options. You can either just display a message or you can take them to a thank you page. I've got another video someplace that talks about the power of a thank you page. Now, if we're in a quick hurry, a lot of times it's just like, thanks a lot, check your email. But if you have time, I really recommend that you build out a nice thank you page, because what you're doing is you're building the trust and credibility. Okay. So just a little side note there. The one thing that you will want to do is come down here and click the sticky contact. So in other words, it basically saves that information for their contact. Okay. And under submissions, then this is where it will just show you all the submissions and stuff. All right, so I'm just going to save this and then go back out. And now if we come back here to our sheet, so we've cloned and edited our opt-in. Now we're going to clone our automation and edit that. So I'm going to come back here and over here to the left, go to automations. And do I have a folder in a perfect world? I do have a folder called lead magnets, and here is lead magnet opt-in. Let me just take a quick look at this. I've slept a couple of days. Just want to make sure that this is okay. All right, yep, this looks perfect. So let me walk you through what this is, and then I'm actually going to call this template, so I'll know that this is the one that we want to copy. So for the automation, you always have to have a trigger. So what does that mean? What starts it off? And so it's whatever the form is. All right, so when we make a copy of this, we're going to change the form to the form that we just created. So do you get my magic thinking there, why we should change the form first or make a copy of it? Then we've got that ready to go. All right. And actually, let me cancel out of this and let me go ahead and make a copy so I'm actually working on the real thing. Okay, so I'm going to click the three dots, and now I'm going to duplicate. And again, remember what I said, we're going to use that same acronym. So this is my 3x3 workflow. And I'll know what I'm talking about because the 3x3 is the acronym that I created. So up here is the name of it. Under settings, just a little side note, I always allow re-entry because if somebody's gone through the funnel twice, and for my own testing, I do that. Then down here under sender details, if you click the little tag and find user name, and then here user email, you're going to see why that makes sense in a minute, and always turn the conversations marked as read. All right, so that's under settings. And then under builder, now we're going to be editing this. So on the trigger, which form is it? Well, it's not the OMG, it is my 3x3. So again, 3x3, everything is a 3x3 because that's the acronym. So that's what starts it off. Assigned to user, it's assigned to me. And the reason I do this is then I don't have to always be adding my name and email to everything that we've got here. Then the next thing is what tag. So a generic just lead magnet, but I'm also going to put in 3x3 planner, and I'm going to add a new tag. Okay, so anybody that opts in to anything that I use this template, they'll get the lead magnet, but now this tells me exactly which one they got. All right, so I'm going to save that. And now the first email, and now we're the action name. I always, this is just for your information so that I can see right here what it is. So the first email that fires off, here's your lead magnet. So the from name and from email, I don't have to put anything there because I've already done it under settings. All right. And then here's your lead magnet, a little inspiration for you. Now, if I wanted to change this, and because I've got those square brackets, I'm just going to say, here's your 3x3 daily task manager, and a little inspiration for you. All right. And then here is the rest of the email. Hey, I'm so glad that you got it. And I would just come through here and let me just copy this. And I just change everything here. Here's, you grab the 3x3. It's one of my favorite tools. Here's your download link. So now again, coming back to that sheet that we had, I can just grab this. So see how convenient it is to have everything in one place. So I'm just going to say, click to download, and I'm just going to highlight all of this, click the little add the link, and I can just paste that in. And I always like to go to a new window. Okay. And then I've just got some other information here. And then user email signature, because I had already assigned that I'm the user, it's going to pull my signature in, and we're good to go. So I'm going to save that. And then the rest of it, it waits a day, then it sends out an email number 2 to nurture, waits a day, email 3, email 4. Okay, and then just remember to turn it on to publish when you're ready to go. I'm not quite ready yet because I'll come back here and modify those emails, but I'll go ahead and save that. All right. So I hope you're tracking with me here. So what I'm showing you is you have the template in place, and all you have to do is just kind of rinse and repeat, right? So you just make a copy of things, go in that order, and then it's super easy because everything's right there in place. So now let's dig into the actual lead magnet, not lead magnet, the lead magnet, that initial opt-in page. So let me share my screen again. And let me get out of the workflows. And I will come down here to my funnel. So over here to the left, I go to sites. And remember, I have a folder called lead magnets. So I'm going to open that up. And I had already made a copy of it before. So I'm just going to open this up. And all it is the opt-in page and then a thank you page. Now, on the first one here, because it's cloned, I've made a copy of it. Here, the first thing I need to do is create or connect it with a domain. So I'm just going to connect it there, and I'm going to 3x3. So now it will be connected to a domain. Oh, whoops. Let's see. 3x3. Okay. And now, excuse me, on the first page here, I'm going to, if right up here, this little gear at the top, because notice we've got, it's really a copy of the original. I'm going to click the little gear, and I'm going to, the step name is, I'm just going to say 3x3 planner opt-in funnel page. You can call it whatever makes sense to you, but again, I'm using that 3x3. And then the actual URL. So what am I going to put on that? So I'm just going to say the 3x3 method, because that's what I'm calling it in my video. And then it will update this here in just a second. So now this is the URL that I will share with people. And I'm actually going to make a copy of this. I'm going to come back over to my worksheet, and I'm going to paste it right here, because this is the lead magnet funnel. This is the final URL. So again, it's just nice to have everything in one place. So if I'm in a Facebook group, or somebody says, hey, you know, how can I get that? I can just come here and share this link with them. All right. So now I'm ready to edit. So I'm going to open this up. And again, this is the magic. Now, you know, going through this, explaining it step by step, of course, you know, feels like it's taking a long time. But once you get in the groove, you're going to see how easy it is. So basically, my header is always the same. My footer is always the same. How I like to offer my lead magnets, I like to give them something of value. So I actually have a video that talks about how to use this planner. So I am just going to, you can either embed the video or you can link to a YouTube channel. Okay, I won't do that right now, but it'll be there. And then I'm just going to change the heading here. So I'm going to say, what do I want to say? Let's shave hours off your day. Grab this 3x3 method planner that keeps you on task and reduces your workload. Okay, we'll just get rid of that. All right, and then here I'm just telling them, watch the video. I don't really like that font here, so let's change it. We'll try that one. Okay. So I'm inviting them to watch the video, and maybe let's say watch this 3-minute video and grab the handout below. Now, why am I giving them something here? Again, the more value you give people, we're building that know, like, and trust. All right. So I'm inviting them, watch this video and see how to shave hours off of your day. Of course, they're going to watch the video and I will be demonstrating using this 3x3 method. So of course, they're going to want that. So then I'm inviting them, grab the worksheet below. Maybe don't you love how I'm editing this on the fly? And now at this point, yes, and instead of send me the goal planner, send me the 3x3 method worksheet. Okay. And how easy is that? And then we can open up it's going to open up the pop-up for the form. Okay. Again, I'm not going to spend hours just going through this, but then when you open up the pop-up, you just connect to that form and then we can save it. I'll change the title a little bit. I'll do that in a minute and then publish it. And now I'm going to go back out and we're going to do the same thing for the thank you page. So I'm going to click on the thank you page. I'm going to click here in the middle, the little gears, and I'm going to call this the 3x3 thank you page. Again, the step name is just for you. And then the actual URL for the thank you is 3x3 thank you. And I'm going to update the step. And then I'll just jump in here, make some quick changes. Congrats. So here I'm just saying be sure to check the spam folder. And before you leave, take 2 minutes and watch this video on how to make more money and have a greater impact. So again, what I'm doing is I'm inviting them to step closer to me so that, I can deliver more goodies to them. They'll feel like they're getting a bunch. And then here I'm just inviting them, hey, would you like more help? Here's some other ways that you can help me. Again, most of this stuff is going to be the same. You could use the same video all the way through. If you don't want to have a video, give them something, okay? Just don't say, thanks, check your email later, Gator, but we want to keep them hot and focused on what we're doing. And then we can publish this. And then we're good to go. Now, let me, I'll change that in a second. Let me come back to this sheet, if you're still with me. Now, I don't bother the opt-in form name and the automations, but if you're trying to keep track of things, you could just say done, done. Okay. And then the very last thing is to test it and make sure that it works. All right. So let me come back here and talk to you for a second. So do you see what I did? I started out with templates, and then I just went down this sheet. Okay, what's the acronym name? And did you see how I used it all the way through that same acronym? The beautiful thing about that is less decision fatigue. I didn't have to keep thinking, okay, now what do I want to call this and that? I decided up front what I'm calling it and use it all the way through. I went ahead and grabbed the URL of the actual link to the lead magnet. Then I first made a copy of the opt-in form, edited. Then I made a copy of the automation, did some quick edits. And again, so here maybe I can, because truly I'm not done here, so I'm just going to say finish the email sequence. Okay. Now, if you have a team, this is great because maybe one person's going to work on one thing and somebody else, and everybody just, goes through the list here. All right. And then now here is this URL that I can share with people and test it. And, I'm good to go. So hopefully that's going to save you a lot of time. If you want even more time saving, then make sure that you either join my Digital Business Academy, because I give you all of this stuff for free, or use my affiliate link for Gohighlevel, which is the #1 best all-in-one marketing tool. And then you'll get all these goodies from me all the time, and I can actually hold your hand and help you get your business to where you want to go. All right, that's it. So as always, thank you so much for watching. Hey, let me know in the comments, what are you struggling with in your business? What kinds of video training would you like to see? And I'll make sure that I can share those with you. All right, as always, hit the like, the subscribe, all that kind of stuff, and I'll see you next time. Take care.